Imagine waking up with a clear mind. You have your coffee, the sun is shining, and you feel ready to take on the world. It's a peaceful start to what should be a perfectly normal, happy days.
But then, they appear, that one person who seems to shift the atmosphere the moment they walk into the room. You can feel the tension rising immediately, like a dark storm cloud has just blocked out your sun. It usually starts small, a backhanded compliment, a subtle dig at your appearance, or a whisper meant to make you insecure. They are testing the waters, throwing out bait to see if you will bite. In the past, you probably reacted exactly how they expected. You might have gotten defensive, cried, or yelled back. You felt hurt and wanted to prove them wrong, so you engaged in the fight. But here is the secret: they don't want you to know your reaction is their fuel. When you get upset, it makes them feel powerful and significant. They are literally feeding off your emotional energy. You try to explain your side, thinking that if you just communicate clearly, they will understand. But with toxic people, logic doesn't work. The argument just goes in circles, repeating the same drama over and over again. Eventually, you end up on the floor emotionally exhausted, confused, and questioning your own sanity. You wonder, why does this keep happening to me? Why won't they just leave me alone? But then, something changes. You decide to stop playing the victim and start looking for answers. You realize that their behavior isn't about you. It's about their desperate need for attention and control. You have a breakthrough. You realize that as long as you provide an emotional reaction, you are interesting to them. To make them stop, you don't need to fight them, you need to become boring. Psychologists call this the gray rock method. The goal is to blend into the background. You become as uninteresting, unresponsive, and dull as a simple gray rock sitting on the ground. The next time they approach you looking for a fight, you are ready. You don't prepare a counter-argument. You don't prepare a defense. You simply prepare your silence and your inner calm. They will try their usual tricks. They might insult your work, bring up your past mistakes, or try to guilt-trip you. They are pushing every button that used to work. But this time, instead of exploding, you give them nothing. You look them in the eye with zero emotion and simply say, "Okay," or "I see." No anger, no sadness, just neutral facts. This completely confuses them. They put a coin in the vending machine, but no soda came out. They don't know how to handle a target that doesn't fight back. Now, be careful. This is where it gets tricky. When they don't get a reaction, they will likely try harder. They will escalate the drama, yelling louder or saying meaner things to force you to break. Think of it like a game of tennis. They hit the ball to you, but you just let it drop. If you don't hit it back, the game cannot continue. Without a partner, they eventually get bored. You start setting firm boundaries. You limit the time you spend with them. You stop answering their calls immediately. You build a wall that protects your mental space. You begin to prioritize your own energy. You stop trying to fix them or make them happy. You realize that you are only responsible for your own happiness and your own peace of mind. Without your emotional reaction, the toxic person feels starved. They feed on drama, and you have cut off the food supply. They start to feel panicked and restless. Eventually, they accept that the well has run dry. They realize they can't get what they want from you anymore, so they start scanning the horizon for a new, easier target. And then, it happens, they stop targeting you. Not because they became a better person, but because you became useless to their toxicity. They move on to someone else. The moment they leave, you feel a massive weight lift off your shoulders. The storm cloud vanishes, and the sun comes back out. You can finally breathe again. Now you have all this extra energy that you used to waste on worrying. You use it to build your own life, pursue your hobbies, and focus on your goals. By respecting yourself, you start attracting healthy people. You find friends who respect your boundaries, people who want to lift you up rather than tear you down. You have learned the most valuable lesson of all. You cannot control other people's behavior, but you have 100% control over your own reaction. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was your greatest strength. You valued your peace more than you valued their drama. You reclaimed your power. Even if they try to come back in the future, you are now immune. Their words just bounce off you like pebbles on a tank. You know the game, and you refuse to play. You have found inner peace. You realize that no one has the power to disturb your life unless you hand them the keys. And you are keeping those keys safe.